What was Professor Ambrose Alli's biggest regret in life regarding it?
I mean, that is a question for him. I can't really answer that as to what his biggest regret in life was. That's certainly that's a question for him.
Okay. And can we just ask the next question now?
Sorry?
Can I ask the next question,
Yeah,
please?
ask the next question.
Was Professor Ambrose Alli betrayed by his people? If yes, who were the people who betrayed him and why did they betray him? Is the Ali family willing or prepared to him to real or imagine prayers of Ali?
Was he betrayed by his people? Yes, probably. Um, why? I mean, I think I made it clear. They were intimidated. I mean, they were told that they would go to jail. Um, as for whether we can forgive them, I think we have done. I mean, history has a strange way, it has a sense of irony let me put it like that. I don't think it's up to us to forgive them. I think it's up to themselves to forgive themselves. I mean, a lot of people bore witness against him. But like I said, it's easy to understand because a lot of people were intimidated. I mean, one of your previous questions you asked about my mother. I mean, my mother's experience was this. My mother, when she was first lady, and this is something that not a lot of people know. My mother was the very first lady in Nigeria to work as a public servant throughout her tenure as first lady. So she worked as a midwife in the University of Benin Teaching Hospital for the 4 years she was first lady. Yeah, my mother at 40, 40 something, my father got arrested. When I say my father got arrested, let us put it like this: 30 heavily armed soldiers of the Nigerian army came and picked up my father and ransacked the house. Yeah, so um, you know this you have to remember, and a lot of people in Nigeria, because the population of Nigeria is quite young, a lot of people in Nigeria do not remember what it was like in the regime of Buhari and Idiagbo. It was a regime of force. So my mother was intimidated and harassed, but the witnesses against my father were equally intimidated and harassed. People were arrested and said that, look, if you don't, the best way for you to get out of this, we're not interested in you. The person we're interested in is Ambrose Ali, and you can either, uh, uh, you know, become a part of our case, or you can go to jail. Now, it is interesting to say that of all the people in Bendel State during the Second Republic, all of them, yeah, all the commissioners and so on and so forth. My father was the only one who was sentenced. My father was the only, I mean, he was not the only one arrested because every senior politician was detained at some stage or the other. But he was the only one sentenced. I mean, I remember that there was one politician that was found with I don't know how many million naira in their water tank. He was not sentenced to jail. So, you asked about the judicial process in your previous question, one of your previous questions. That tells you something about the judicial process. The judicial process, or rather, the process by which the political class was tried at that stage, was not a fair process and was a process that had an agenda. So these people were intimidated. Yeah. Now it is easy to forgive people that were intimidated because we can all say, but nobody wants to die. Everybody wants the good life. We're Nigerians. We all understand that. Yeah. So if they say, well, go and spend the next 30 years in Kirikiri, or go and spend, you can get released and go and spend time with your family. Which one would 99% of the people, hand on their heart, should say the truth, that they would actually uh, rather go and spend the time with their family. So, you know, as to whether we can forgive him and the people that betrayed him, and so, yeah, clearly we can. Because you have to ask the question, has their lot been better? You know, what they did, what are the consequences of their actions? Because this is something that, you know, Nigerians, we never really think about or discuss. You know, people talk about, oh, this man did this, this man did that. Being a leader is not just about your actions. Everybody's intentions are good. Yeah? Everybody says they have. I'm sure that Abacha said he had good intentions to himself. Yes? But as a leader, it is not just your intentions or your actions, it is also the consequence of your actions that matter. And that applies to every human being. Yeah? So, these people that, as to who they were, I mean, I'm not going to start mentioning names. I mean, they know who they are. At some stage, you know, it is necessary to do proper research and to hear their side of the story as well, because you know, they also have their side of the story. As to who they are, they know themselves. So ask, you know, I think it's perhaps better to ask their motivation, but ask for forgiving them. You know, it's not up to us to forgive them. It's up to God to forgive them and for them to forgive themselves.